If you don't want to be recorded, you can turn off your video. All right, so here's what we're making. We're making some toilet tube marionettes, and there's a lot of different styles. There's this alligator, which is really complex. There's a giraffe, couple different versions on giraffe. There's some unicorn ones. This one's kind of cool. There's like a unicorn and a tiger one. So that's kind of cool. So there's also the puppy dog one. So there's a lot of different styles that you guys can choose, and you can really be creative with what you want to do. There's really no right or wrong way to make one of these puppets. The most important thing is that you articulate some body parts. Does anyone know what articulate means? Owen, do you know? You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
I believe articulate means like color it and make it look good.
Well, that's aesthetic. That's a different word. It sounds similar to articulate. Carolyn, what do you think articulate means?
I think it means like craft them or like simulate it, kind of, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, that's a good guess, but not quite right. Articulate means to move. So you articulate your joints by moving them. So right now I'm articulating my arms back and forth and my whole arm, right? And so there's different ways that we move. Our heads can articulate, our arms can articulate, our legs can articulate. We can fold in half, our bodies articulate, right? So we articulate in all different ways, and we want to think about how our marionettes can articulate. So in my project, what I'm going to do is I really like honeybees. I'm into honeybees. I'm a beekeeper. And so I'm going to make a honeybee marionette, and it's going to have 3 parts, main body parts, because that's what the honeybee has. The honeybee has a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. And so I'm going to make one like that. TJ made his with just a head articulating, but then kind of the tail can articulate and move a little bit, I guess. Sort of. He can move it and position it how he wants. So you can really decide on the different ways. If you look at some of these other ones, like let's just say this one. This one has a head that articulates, the body articulates, but then they made all these little pieces of the tail articulate too. All right. So you can really choose anything. Maybe we should go around and talk about ideas on what people would like to make. Does anyone have an idea on what they're going to try to make? No? Okay, so the first thing you have to do is decide what animal you want to make out of it. I decided to do a honeybee. So I have 3 pieces that I'm using. I'm using this small piece here as my thorax, this even smaller piece as my head, and then I'm going to use this bigger piece as the abdomen because that's the biggest piece for the honeybee. So the first thing you need to do is decide what animal you're going to do, and then you got to cut your tubes into the sizes that you're going to use for articulation, and then you have to start painting them. So in my case, I'm going to paint my honeybee yellow, and then I'll paint the black lines on after. So I still need to paint this. I did cut out some little pieces for the wings, and I painted them white. And because a honeybee has 4 wings, it'll look like that. They'll have 2 wings on each side. So thinking about those things, my honeybee, because it's an insect, will have 6 legs instead of 4 legs. So you've got to be thinking about those things. Does anyone have ideas, or do you want me to put up a simple, I can share some of these links if you have Pinterest? How would you like support to get this, to make a choice on this? Does anyone have an idea what they're going to do and want to share? All right, go ahead and unmute yourself, Owen.
I'm gonna make a dog.
You're going to make a dog? Awesome. Awesome. Very cool. So TJ would be able to help you a lot with that. He has experience. Tristan, how about you?
He says a fish.
A fish. Oh, that sounds really cool. I think I've seen a fish with lots of the scales, kind of like the back of the alligator there. You could do the fish like that. How about Caroline? What are you thinking about doing?
Well, I was thinking a dragon, but I just lost my thought. I had another animal too, but I lost my thought.
Well, if you wanted to do it like this, I mean, this is almost like a dragon. It actually might be a dragon. And it's got fire coming out its mouth. So you could copy that one and make a dragon that way. Do you want to try that? Do you have Pinterest? Do you want me to send you the link?
I don't have Pinterest though, so it's fine though. I think I'm gonna look it up too. So.
Okay, yeah, if you just do a Google search, you'll probably find it. All right. How about Sky? What are you thinking about?
I think I'm gonna do a giraffe.
Okay, awesome. That sounds great. And then how about Jasper?
I'm planning on doing a wolf.
A wolf. Oh, nice. Awesome. I think that'll be great. All right, so the first thing you guys want to do is cut your toilet tubes down using your scissors into the sizes that you're going to use. And then you want to start painting them. And you might have to do a couple layers on some of the stuff, but some of it might go pretty well. If you want to put down a white coat first, that can help make it a lot brighter, but I'm just going to go for it. TJ, what are you making now?
I think I'm gonna go for a butterfly.
Oh yeah, TJ's gonna make a butterfly. So we've got to choose how many pieces are gonna articulate. It's kind of hard to think it out. You could draw it on a piece of paper first if you wanted to make your plan that way. Or if you just want to go for it, you can do that too. Yeah. They're all in the paint bin over there probably. It's under the acrylic paints over there. All right, keep talking to us. Let us know how you're doing. How's everyone doing? I know sometimes when you're quiet, it means you're working hard, which is good. I'm going to put another layer of paint on some of these. So you might need some hot glue to glue on a few things. Like I'm gonna have to use hot glue to glue on my wings onto the body. I'm probably gonna make a little stinger for my honeybee as well out of one of these pipe cleaners I found. Give some of my wings a second coat here on the outside, make them really bright and nice, white. Ah, uh-oh, the yellow paint smeared onto there. All right. Got my wings repainted. And I think I'll go over this one more time. So there's a couple ways you can make your holes. If you have a hole punch at home, you could use a hole punch to make your holes, or you can open your scissors and poke through, or you can use a pin, like a writing pen, and poke it through. Either one of those work. All right. I think I'm gonna go heat up the hot glue gun.
Once you have your first tube painted, you may want an articulated head or something. A lot of times that's going to require you to cut another toilet tube. There are kind of two ways to go about this. You can crush it and then cut it, but I find that that kind of deforms the tube. And there you go.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put 3 holes into my thorax of my insect here, since this is gonna be the middle piece of my honeybee, and that's the piece of the honeybee that has the legs. I'm gonna put 3 small holes on each side and run this string through. I'll demonstrate what I'm talking about here. Let's see here if we can get this to work. Maybe. There we go. There's one. All right, that's not sharp enough. You might need adult help to make these holes. One, two, three, four. Five, six. Now I've got 6 holes there, and I'm gonna weave my string in and out of these holes. Each set of holes, each pair is gonna have a pair of legs coming out. It's a little bit hard to get that string in there. Does anyone have any questions or need help with their design of their animal? You could see there's my first set of legs for my honeybee. Ooh, that second one's real hard. Because it's in the middle of the tube, so it's really hard to get your fingers in the right position. There we go. Nice. I got my second pair of little honeybee legs in there. Now I'm gonna wanna find something to put on the end of these legs that are kind of like feet, either make a knot or maybe put a bead on the bottom so that it won't come undone. So you could find something at home. You could even put a hole in a bottle cap and put a bottle cap as the feet. I've seen that for I think a few of these projects.
Another option, I don't know entirely what's available to you, but I used pipe cleaners for the legs on my dog, and I'm going to do the same thing for this butterfly. How I did that is I just took a pipe cleaner and I put it through one side like this. Then I go inside and push it out through the other side, and that kind of helps keep it in there. Can be a little bit tricky. Then once you get it through, you just pull it until the legs are even.
All right. So for mine, the other thing that I need to do is I need to put on my wings. And the thorax is where my wings are gonna go. So I'm gonna go over to the hot glue gun and start gluing together some of my components now. So we're gonna take the wings and my thorax and my head over. Going to ride through the Makerspace. All right. Here is my working space. So these wings I designed to go kind of like this with one and then do a smaller one over because a honeybee has 2 forewings and 2 hind wings. And the forewings are a little bit smaller than the hind wings. So it kind of looks like that. So that's how I'm going to glue it onto my honeybee. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue right here. And then I'm going to put it on there. Sometimes with this hot glue, you've kind of got to hang out and get it to stick on there real good. Since I want my wings sort of even, I'm going to go about and do the other side as well. And this one is. Oops. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to paint my stripes. Uh-oh. I might have to unglue my wings and go back and paint my stripes. Let's see here. Actually, I'm going to go paint my stripes and then I'll come back. I'm also going to glue my bee face like this. I'm going to put a little dollop of glue there so it'll kind of go down into that shape and look more like a honeybee. Okay, I've got to go paint some stripes. Can't believe I forgot that. I'm gonna wait for those little things then. All right, we'll go paint some stripes. I'll need that black paint. No. I'm going to use my detailed brush to paint my black stripes on my honeybee, especially since I kind of forgot to do it. Good thing I can bend these wings out a little. Oops, that one popped off. Guess that's fine. You want to grab that since you're over there? Who was that? Oh, okay. Adding some stripes now. Trying to make them as even as possible, but they're not going to be even because I'm a little shaky. Does anyone have any questions or need any help with their project? You could type a question in the chat if you don't feel comfortable asking out loud. You could also type a question in the chat and direct it to either TJ or myself if you need a specific person to help you. Or you can just unmute yourself and ask us some questions. Or you can show us your progress. You can hold your project up and show us what you've done so far.
My dad said no using.
Yeah, what's up, Owen?
My dad said no using chat.
We can't hear you.
My dad said no using chat.
Say again?
My dad said that Tristan can't use chat.
Oh, okay, you can't use chat. Okay, that's fine.
Daddy said he couldn't.
Alrighty, not a problem. Just unmute yourself and ask us questions or show us your progress. Seems like y'all are working real hard. You're so quiet. Got a couple more stripes on this thorax to go. Not the best striping job I've ever done, but not the worst either. All right. That must have been Reese who called. She just called in. She's not coming in today either. But at least she's not sick. She said she has homework. That is good. I was about to be worried. All right, let that dry. Now I've got to add some stripes to this big thing here.
By folding that paper in half when I drew my pattern, it means I only have to draw it once.
A lot of little steps for building these puppets. How is everyone doing out there? Feel free to unmute yourself to ask questions. I know it's going to be hard to figure out sometimes like how to add your legs or how to add the string to each piece so that each piece will articulate but still work together. So you've got to be able to connect all those pieces together. All right. Got my abdomen done. Now I have to do some on the head. Yeah. And something interesting about honeybees, did you all know that honeybees have 2 different kinds of eyes? They have 3 little ocelli eyes right in the middle of their 2 big compound eyes. And those ocelli eyes can see ultraviolet wavelengths. It's pretty cool. I've always been a super fan of honeybees.
Who knows the difference between a bee and a wasp?
Yay!
Remember, wasps aren't fuzzy, and their abdomen and thorax are much sharper tapers than a bee. Bees are kind of roundish, for the most part. They're fuzzy. They've got fuzz on their legs that the pollen sticks to, and a wasp has none of those things.
And bees have pollen sacs on their legs. They collect it. All right. Got those 3 pieces done. So I'm going to want to make 2 antennae and 1 stinger as well. I think we're going to head back over and glue up my wings and antennae and stinger. And then I'm going to work on putting this thing together. Right. Got to re-glue this guy on here, right in that same spot I had it previously. This one has to come off for a second. All right. So I need to. Cut these. All right. So a honeybee also has a proboscis. Does anyone know what a proboscis is? You can just unmute yourself and tell us if you know what a proboscis is. Anyone know? Can anyone tell from what I'm doing? What is that? What is that? So I'm making the end of my bee's abdomen tapered at the bottom by folding in a little bit of the edges on both sides. Doesn't have to be super even. Of course, it would look nicer if it was, but go ahead and put a dab of glue in that fold and then sandwich that fold together. I'm just sandwiching that, letting that set while I hold it. When you're working with hot glue, it's really important to be careful of the hot glue gun. You don't want to touch the tip, but you also don't want that hot glue to get on your fingers. It can hurt really bad and burn you.
It got on my fingers many times.
It has, yeah. If you need to, you can get some ice for it. So I've got a little bit of a slender down end for my honeybee. I might need to make way bigger wings here. These wings seem a little bit wimpy and small. I think I'm gonna peel off the small wing in front and I'm gonna make two giant wings, and these little wings will be the front forewings. put on a stinger. There's my stinger. All right. So sometimes when you're working on a project, it just doesn't work out the way you think it will, and you just gotta try something else. I'm gonna try to make really big wing out of this. And I'm gonna put this wing. I have to get another toilet tube. Try to make that other wing. All right, I've got to go back and paint these white now. Okay, going back on a little vacation over here. Ready. Get some more white on here. Do you need any black or yellow paint, TJ? I've got some black and yellow extra paint if you would like.
I'm still doing pretty good with the black, I think.
Okay, well, let me know if you. Okay. So. And with these wings, I'm going to paint both sides, the inside and the outside. So at the end of our session, we will share and tell what we've made with each other before you guys get offline. So we can see all the projects, see what everyone made. All right, there's one wing. Oh, I better do the inside first. All right. Got those wings repainted here. Touch up a few areas. All right. All right. I'm gonna do a little bit of vein design onto my honeybee wings. How's everyone doing out there? Oh, look at that. That's looking cool. How much more time do you all want to work on your projects before we do a show and tell? 10 minutes from Caroline, 10 minutes from Owen and Tristan. Jasper, how much more time, Sky and Alex, do you all need?
I'm fine. I don't really need any more time.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go back over to the hot glue and glue on my new wings and then start to set up my puppet for articulation. All right. So I'm ready to put on my bigger wings now. This wing goes on this side and kind of almost covers up that wing. And then same with this one. All right, that's better. So one of the things when you start to articulate, oh, look at that. That's looking awesome from Alex. Excellent. So when you start to articulate, you want to think about how you want to connect your pieces together. Looks like some of you have already started doing that. I'm about to do that now, and I'm going to connect my headpiece to my thorax and my thorax to my tail. And then I've got to have them connect up to my sticks, which are going to be glued. So you need to get a piece that'll really go between the three pieces and then also go up. So it might be one of your longer pieces of string. And then what you're going to want to do is, especially if you have a middle piece like this, you're going to want it to stay up. So you're going to want to have it run through the entirety of this piece and maybe come up at each end through there. So I'm going to put a little hole, two little holes in here, one towards the back at the top. And then one towards the front at the top. All right, I'm going to stick this through and I'm going to have this go up here. Now, one way that you can do this is by making knots in these areas so that you won't lose some tracking. Put a hole there. And then I'm going to put a hole. So I might be able to run that right out the end. Well, I'm going to put a hole here too. Right before my stinger. One thing you're going to need to do if you're going to be working like this is you're also going to have to figure out which way your strings are going to move and help put your knots in so they don't move forward or backward. Those wings are heavy on there. Take it down through here. All right. It's hard to get it in that little hole I have. How are everyone doing out there? You getting close to having your project finished? I've still got a little bit of ways to go here. Trying to get this done in this hole. It's really hard to get it in that second hole. All right. There we go. Oh, that's awesome, Alex. That's great. Good job. What made you decide to make it all white?
We don't have any paint.
We don't have any paint, so I decided I'd make it a polar bear instead of a Dalmatian.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That was creative. You gotta make it with what you can. Did you guys not get the paints that we put in your kit? I had dropped off some extra paints for you all.
There was no paint in our kit.
Okay, well, I know that I put some at the extension office, so if you go back to the extension office, I put some little paint pots in there. I think a few of them leaked, so maybe they didn't give them to you because they thought they were messy. I don't know, but I think they're there still. All right, TJ needs some hot glue. I gotta move out of the way. Okay. I gotta figure out how to do this.
It's hard. You're at the hard part.
Awesome, Sauce. You got purple legs for your butterfly. I love it.
Thank you.
My thing's done.
You got it done. Let's see it. Oh, nice. Very good. That looks like it worked out nicely.
I made flame in the tail because it's a dragon.
Oh, very cool.
It's got 3 eyes.
You have 3 eyes.
Yeah, the creature has 3 eyes.
That's cool. I'm putting a little piece of pipe cleaner between my honeybee's sections so it'll hold it a little bit more sturdy, just because the thorax is so heavy with those big wings. And then I've got to hot glue my pieces together. Mine's not quite articulating on its own.
I have to go.
All right, Alex, thank you for showing us your project, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
TJ, how can I improve this so that it'll articulate better?
Where are you at right now?
Right here.
Mm,
Do you think these need to be individual strings to articulate versus one?
well, so that all goes on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably gonna need one more glue stick to get that out where you want it.
Yeah.
And then I would say, yeah, probably put a
Maybe put a second string and make them
Yeah.
individual
string in
pieces.
there. Yep.
Okay, I could do that. All right, so I've got to do one more of these. So it'll be long enough. And then I think I'm going to have to restring this. So I'm going to undo that. And I'm going to pull this up like this. There we go. to make those a little more even, and we'll pull those out. There we go. I'll move so you can use some hot glue.
Thank you.
Of course, I took it out of the hardest part for me to get into.
Yep. Ain't that the way? There we go. Like that.
Hi,
Hey.
I'm finished.
Are you ready to show yours off?
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, nice.
it catapulted.
Oh, nice, Tristan. Oh, you made a catapult? As a part. So did you not make a puppet?
No,
Okay. Well, at least you were building and making. That's awesome. You made a catapult.
bye.
Are you leaving now? Is Owen
Yeah.
done? Is Owen done too?
No, I'm gonna see everybody else's.
Oh, okay. You're staying on a little longer. That's nice. How much more time do you need, Caroline and Sky?
I'm not so sure. Because I have to do the tail too. And I'm almost done with my head, so.
Okay. Well, we've still got a little bit of time left. We've got about a half hour left. Sky, how much more time do you think you're gonna need?
Like 20 minutes, 15 minutes.
Okay, sounds good. We'll check back in with you all in about 15, 20 minutes. Does that sound good, Caroline? Okay.
Bye.
Are you leaving, Tristan?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you next week.
Can you please send a picture?
Maybe. I might be able to. We'll see what happens. Okay?
My mom's phone number is 3. I mean. Okay.
All right, we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
go wash my hands real quick and then I'll start putting stuff up.
Okay.
A little bit better.
I think so. Get in there. Let's see, finish this stuff. The back end. The back end. I am done painting, thank you. I think that's gonna work cute. I found these little beads and I decided to tie them on at the bottom of my feet for the pollen sacs that the honeybee has. Orange is the typical color for a lot of pollen. Now they have their pollen sacs. Actually, I should take it off the front feet. Not on the front feet, but that's okay. Got their little pollen sacs, stinger. Now I gotta put on the eyes. So I was telling you all that honeybees have super teeny eyes right in the middle. And then they have giant eyes called compound eyes. I'm going to give my honeybee 2 giant eyes and 3 teeny eyes for the ocelli. 3 teeny eyes go right in the center. And clip on that one. And my two giant big eyes on the side. And I think because I want this to be more scientific, I'm going to remove those pollen baskets. How are you ladies doing out there? Good? Okay. Just checking in. You still have a little bit of time. I do need to plug in my machine though. I'm gonna go plug in my computer. So it might die soon if I don't. That's my finished product. We got my acrylic eyes on. Yeah, we have 3 little acrylic.
Yeah, I've been trying to stick it only 2 because I feel like it's hard to move it.
Yeah, it's a little hard. But
That dragon one.
it's pretty cool. All right. Let my tail down. Someone just logged into the Minecraft Zoom. That's funny. That happens on Mondays, and not on Wednesday. Oh, TJ, I gotta go pick up my book really quick outside. So I'll be right back. These girls are gonna be ready to show off their stuff in about 4 minutes. Yeah. No, it's on my desk. Yours is still connected. Okay. up my book. Don't see me right in front. All right, Sky and Caroline, how y'all doing? Are you about ready to be able to share your projects?
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, who wants to go first? All right, Caroline, let's see it.
I haven't really finished it. Like I didn't have the tail tip ready, but yeah, this is it so far.
Awesome.
Kind of a bit weird, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe you could bring some of those pieces of the tail closer together.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to do it. I really struggled with mine,
Yeah.
especially when I was starting to put it onto the strings. So, awesome. So you can continue working on it, Caroline?
Yeah.
We will check on you next week then and see if you finished it up. How about you, Sky? You ready to show yours off? Oh, cool. Oh, you've almost got it done. You just got to finish up the head and stuff. Oh, and look what you did. You used the clothespins for the feet. I like it. That was really smart. Awesome. Did you girls have fun? Yeah,
Yeah, I did.
good deal. All right. Well, we will see you next week then. Thanks for tuning in. Bye. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.